a question and answer session for session number 4. And I'd like to start with Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah Pannenkoek, and I'm the creator and director of the short film Lost Eye. It is an animated short film, and it was my graduation project for the master animation at Kaveh Tehrani in 's-Hertogenbosch.
And what's the story behind it? We've just seen the film, but just what's a little bit about it? How did the idea spring up?
It was actually first the idea of a picture book. I'm also an illustrator, so I made all these drawings, and I had this idea of a new world, and I felt like, there's going to be strange creatures in there, and then I had to suddenly make a graduation film, and I felt like, I need something, and I picked this idea that I already had there. So it was just something like, I feel inspired by this, and I really want to take it further. So I made a film out of it. I wrote a poem about it, and then turned it into a song, and made a film.
Animation is not an easy or quick business. How long did it take you to do it?
Well, we actually had to make the whole animation film within a summer. So I had around 6 weeks to create it. And then a few weeks before to make a storyboard and to create the whole idea and setting. So it was very short time. And usually I would take a much longer time to make such a thing.
Oh, well done. I loved it. I thought it was very, very good. Okay, so I think we're going to go to Oslo now.
So my name is Kaveh Tehrani. I live here in Oslo, but my film, The Manchador, takes place in Tehran. So I'm half Iranian, half Norwegian. I was born in Tehran, and the initial idea from the film came while I was traveling in Iran with my Swedish-Iranian partner. So for Sarah, my partner, it was like a new experience to have to wear the hijab all the time. It's mandatory in the Islamic Republic that all women should cover at all times. And when I sleep, I wear a sleep mask. So one morning we started having this discussion about the male gaze and what is the reason, like the rationale for women having to cover. It's because of men. So perhaps men should rather cover their eyes. That's sort of what started the idea. And then I started writing the story about Said and Mina and all their challenges with gender roles and trying to, make a good life for them and their family in Iran.
What I have to ask the question is, what's the reaction been back in Iran? Have you shown it?
No, it's been very positive. I mean, the people we worked with an Iranian co-producer, and we shot it actually in Berlin with a bunch of Iranian actors from the diaspora that are living in and around Berlin, like Nargis Rashidi and Arash Marandi, and all these people, but I haven't been able to obviously screen it in Tehran. I enter it for a bunch of festivals in Iran, but never hear back from them. But we did screen it at the Iranian Film Festival in Sydney, and there the response has been very positive.
I congratulate you on it because it's a very interesting take on it. No, I thought it was fantastic.
But I mean, it's important also to say that I'm an Iranian man, but there are many brave Iranian women who are kind of every day and in their everyday lives kind of challenging this mandatory hijab. I mean, it's like, if you go to Iran, you'll notice it's like a cat and mouse game. How religious you are is signalized by how much you cover, and then there are all these different campaigns going on all the time where women refuse to wear hijabs or argue, for instance, that the car is a private sphere, so that you're not supposed to be wearing a hijab inside the car because that's private and not for the government to regulate. And there are also these, Instagram and social media campaigns like My Stealthy Freedom and White Wednesdays that Masih Alinejad is running. So, I mean, I'm a man. I run less risk than these women who are actually protesting and opposing the ban.
Okay, Victor, why don't you introduce yourself and your film and tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, I'm Victor Barges. I'm 24, and it's my first short movie, and it's a thriller about migrant trafficking around Europe and in France especially. Yeah, it's about all the struggles of this man who was a migrant at the basic and now trafficking other migrants, and all the struggles that he lives in the world, in France, in all the society. And
how did you come up with the idea and the concept? Or?
In fact, it's pretty easy because in France we talk a lot about that. So it was at this time really a big deal, with politics, all that stuff. And I wanted to not making a sad movie about a migrant, but being in the other side and about the guys who doing that and who is the bad guy. So I was interested about the bad guy.
Hi.
Hi.
This is Thomas Freundlich, and
This is Valtteri Räikkalio. Hi.
so we're the filmmakers behind the film FRAM. So greetings from Finland, and great to meet you all virtually, if not in person.
So a few words about ourselves. We have been working together for 25 years. We're close collaborators and best friends. We studied together. We studied dance together, and after that, we've been working together in different projects on stage and for the camera.
I guess a couple of words about our film FRAM. The title of the film means forward in the Nordic languages. And with this film, we basically wanted to explore this idea of how there's something very similar about artistic exploration and polar exploration.
Somehow this general question that why does people want to do something which is very difficult or virtually impossible, even though it doesn't maybe have a clear
Point, like
benefit or a reward somehow.
Yeah, it's like just objectively unnecessary, but we want to do it anyway, and we'll go to any length to do it. So kind of exploring this sort of strange parallel was one of the ideas. And then the other idea was that we kind of wanted to look at how the Arctic areas have been viewed historically. I think they tend to be seen as this sort of literally no man's land that doesn't kind of have a value until somebody finds a way to exploit it one way or the other. It's kind of a road movie. The basic premise is that we just wanted to go out literally to an uninhabited island in the Arctic for about a week or two without any external film crew, no logistics support. We just basically got dropped off on this island, and we wanted to make a dance film there. The film was shot 2 years ago, in the summer of 2018 in Spitsbergen or Svalbard.
Close to the polar ice cap.
It's literally about 1,000 kilometers from the North Pole. So that was an interesting process. So it was just a huge amount of stuff to think about and a lot of preparation. I mean, ranging from just basic trekking stuff to actual like polar bear stuff. And
we would maybe think twice before doing it again.
Yeah, I guess.
Even though it was afterwards it was a very good experience.
And I guess in closing, just wanted to say thanks to the festival. It's really wonderful to be part of the ECU program. It's such a difficult time, such a challenging period that we're going through, that it's really great that the festival has been able to put together this virtual season. And I think it's just one of the great examples of how we're sort of working together across communities and even across the globe to to respond to the situation and connect with each other, even if we can't meet in person. So
thank you very much, and take care of each other.